Alright, YouTube, there's a car on here in the middle of the street in Orlando. So get ready to head out. I just hope it doesn't explode as we attempt to go by it. I don't know if there's a crash or what happened, but the car is literally up in flames. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like the engine, it looks like all the people made it out. So thankfully, it looks like people, it doesn't look like a crash or anything. It looks like a car just caught on fire. This weird car sticking out here. Anyhow, that was interesting because it just happened. Wonder what happened. Those of you joining in, you'll probably want to go back and watch from the beginning, just the first couple in the first minute of this video. I got done with my visit at the office, you know, regarding the job here with the solar company. I guess I can update you on what's going on with that, but just saw I wasn't going to film anything because I was just sitting here trying to enjoy the ride back and I was going to have some music on, but saw the road up in front of me. I'm on Highway 50 right now, East Colonial Drive, heading eastbound out of Orlando, getting ready. Well, I'm in the middle of Orlando right now, but suddenly I noticed that big cloud of smoke up ahead and started hearing all the fire trucks and stuff coming up, and then realized, heck, there was a car on fire right in front of me, in the other lane. But apparently their engine caught fire, which I've never seen actually happen, but that did actually just happen, probably within a minute of me showing up. So that was kind of interesting, and it looked like the people made it out, which is good. I guess they were probably just sitting there and then noticed the car was on fire. So hopefully nobody got hurt. I don't think anyone got hurt. I think they got out, which is really weird to see a car on fire in the middle of the road in traffic. But anyhow, regarding my job, I had a snafu occur, you know, with the solar panel thingy. So we're still trying to work out the details right now, the kinks, because there is a problem, sort of. But you know, life is nothing but a series of problems that you've got to try to come up with a solution. And that's what we're working on right now. I'm trying to crack my head on this and figure out something. As you know, I recently got hired, not just as a spokesperson, you know, as the brand ambassador for Solar Wholesaler, you know, LLC. So they're doing some stuff to sponsor the channel and my content and providing certain things to help me out with the content and stuff to get them some promotion. But I'm also kind of working there as a sales rep, actually a sales manager. And they kind of given me some free reign, except that there's an issue with what I thought it would be. And I think we disconnected. Hopefully we came back here. But the company is a wholesale company, so they generally sell things in bulk at wholesale prices. And they were wanting to work with me to try to, you know, sell stuff obviously in bulk. You know, there's more profit to be made, but possibly on an individual by individual basis, which would happen if we had van dwellers buying stuff. And that all seemed good until we came down to the nitty-gritty of logistics, and it has to do with shipping. I don't know if you know, solar panels weigh a ton. They're glass. It's glass and aluminum and, you know, a bunch of other stuff, but mostly glass, and glass weighs a lot. So I asked them, I said, you know, okay, so let's say we get all this set up, and when we ship this, how much is shipping? Well, it turns out shipping's actually expensive. Very expensive.
There's a slowdown ahead.
So looking at the situation, the logistics of it, it's going to be very hard to do what I was planning, which was sell these things online and then ship it to the people who need them. Because to ship one could end up costing like $50, $60, $70 or more. It depends on how far, and it depends on the weight of the panel, the size. So we're trying to figure out a way where we can set up a network, because when you ship in bulk, like a whole pallet full of solar panels, it still costs a lot, but it's not gonna be like $50 per panel. You'd ship a pallet of like 10 to 30 of them or 20 of them or whatever, and that spreads the cost out. The issue would be that then you're looking at selling to people who are wanting to put together a house or something, or resell, like people who want to buy a whole bunch of solar panels really cheap and then resell locally. Because it turns out the only way it would really work for people buying single panels is, if they come pick it up. That's what the problem is. So we're trying to figure out a way around it, and the only way that, I guess it's still got to be worked out and everything on what we actually do, but a potential way is to set up our own distribution network, where I contact a bunch of people and I basically set up a network of people who can store the solar panels. They would store a certain inventory, and then people would buy it and then go pick it up at that local spot. But that would mean making a whole nationwide or worldwide network, which is how you'd have to do it if you wanted it so people could pick it up, locally, and not have it be too expensive, because shipping an individual panel is expensive. And some of you might be wondering how they apparently ship for free and stuff like that on eBay and Amazon. It has to do with volume, and I used to be a postal carrier, and I know that Amazon cut a deal with the post office, although they kind of ripped off the post office. How it worked was, I think they pay like a bulk rate, each year, or however long the contract is. They have an agreement that they will pay a certain amount of money for the post office to deliver all their packages at no charge. Yeah. So what they do is they pay the post office a flat rate. They say, we're going to give you this much money, and then you just deliver all our packages. Okay? And how they did it, and being on the post office side, I saw how Amazon kind of ripped off the post office. They had to do a test run of a couple weeks where the post office delivered Amazon packages to get a rough idea of how much stuff they would deliver, how big they were, and how much they weighed. And then they came up from that, they came up with a quote, how much they needed to make each year to make it worthwhile for the post office to deliver. So they came upon an agreement, and then the post office started delivering for Amazon. And that's why you get those Amazon deliveries on Saturdays and Sundays and stuff like that. I was one of those people delivering it. Well, as soon as the contract went into effect, Amazon did like a switcheroo. When I was delivering, when they were doing the test, the trial period, the items being delivered were like the size of maybe a laptop, computer, and didn't weigh much more than a laptop computer. So they were like small, relatively small. They were medium and small size. They weren't huge. Then as soon as the contract went into effect and real deliveries had to be made, packages became giant sized, like the size of a step ladder or something. They were really long, bulky, huge, and heavy, or maybe even the size of a solar panel, and heavy like a solar panel. And I know about this because I had a mail truck and I had to load it up each day with the packages, and I was like, what the heck is this? It made it really hard to deliver because they were huge, giant packages that weighed a ton. So that's how Amazon got those free deliveries. I don't know if the post office renegotiated and got a better rate, because I thought it was kind of a ripoff. They had us mail carriers lifting all these big, heavy boxes. I know Timothy can relate to that because he did some mail carrying. Although I doubt he did the Amazon Saturday and Sundays, or Amazon Saturdays, or whatever it was, those weekend deliveries. But anyhow, I'm faced with trying to set up a network. I'm looking at possibly, some of you could actually potentially make money from this, helping distribute the items. I don't know. This all has to be worked out with the boss, but I'm thinking of potentially setting up a network, a distribution network worldwide, basically, where I have people that I know from either from this channel or, through other connections and stuff, who have access to a storage location, whether it be a business they already own or operate, or maybe even people like who run like scrap yards, recycling scrap yards for automobiles or metal or whatever. But there would be places that have enough room that I could ship a pallet or two or whatever of solar panels to, and then they would stay there. And then when people buy the stuff online, they would go pick it up at that location or whatever. And then the person holding it would make a commission. That's how it would have to work. Because otherwise, you have to ship individual panels, and it would be too much. You'd be better off buying them brand new from eBay or Amazon and getting the free shipment. Even though the R panels are cheaper, but after you add shipping costs and stuff, it ends up costing the same or more because we don't have the volume. So that's something I'm trying to work out. If you guys let me know your thoughts on that and how you think it could be done. Essentially, if you ship a pallet, which is like a huge stack of solar panels, it still costs a lot of money, a couple $100 to ship. But when you break it down to each panel, it's not too bad. But if you're shipping a single panel, and let's just pretend it costs $50 to ship one panel, and you end up shipping 10, that's $500 to ship those panels. Whereas if you have a pallet, it might only be $200 to ship those same panels. You see the difference? So let me know your thoughts, and if it ends up being an option worth pursuing, because otherwise I'm going to have to just pursue people who are wholesaling or whatever, or local only to this area. Because, like for me, it was worth it because I drove by and I picked it up. I got 1,200 watts of solar panels for really cheap, but I drove to pick it up. If they had to ship it to me, it wouldn't have been really cheap. It would have been super expensive. So let me know. And if you do run a business such as a scrap yard or, like automobile scrap yard or some kind of business where you have access to a warehouse and you're interested in it, potentially, basically what you would do if this works out, I'd have to run it by the boss and make sure all this checks out and will actually work. We would end up putting some inventory, not a lot, like, maybe a pallet or two, whatever you can accommodate at your location. And then when people buy it, from nearby there, they would come by your location to pick it up. And when they pick it up, that's when you make the money. You get money once they pick it up and stuff, and the deal goes through and closes out. So that would save the person buying it. They get a discount because it's used panels, and they're not having to pay $50, $100 or whatever it is to ship it to their location. Now, people who are wanting to do their houses and stuff, let's say they wanted to put together an off-grid house, they would want to order a whole pallet or two. Then it's worth the shipping. It's worth getting the used panels with the shipping because new panels would be more expensive still. So I don't know. But those all still need to be worked out. So look forward to that, as I work it out and figure it out with the boss and stuff and see what they say and end up having to develop a network. But in the meantime, that means I have to hold off on trying to sell like individual unless you happen to be at the main warehouses. The company actually has warehouses in different states, and I think even one in Puerto Rico. So, sales in those locations, somebody could drive by and pick up. But I wonder if they have one in California. I think they might have one in California. So, at certain specific locations, it's not an issue because people would just drive by to pick it up. It's worth the drive if you're in that area to pick it up. and save on the cost. But if you're far away, like in a remote area, and you have to have it shipped, it's not economically practical. Anyhow, hey, guess what I'm getting ready to do? I'm gonna pig out. There's a golden corral. I'm gonna go eat. Yeah, go pig out. It's the start of the weekend. I think I'm gonna have a feast. Then I'm gonna head back and debating if I want to take the RV out or start on the fixing the RV roof and whatnot. I still have to get with the boss to see if they want to sponsor that, the videos for that series. But I do need to do something soon because the panels, I have 5 huge panels just sitting in my RV cluttering it up. So I got to try to repair the roof and then start mounting those panels and getting them all hooked up so they're functional, and also so the RV can be used. Last time you saw me drive the RV, I had the panels there. I could not really use the RV. It's sitting there in the sofa area, just taking up all that space. So for me, the priority right now is to get those panels mounted and working so that the RV is working. But I've got to try to fix the roof to make it strong enough and also make it, not leak. So that is probably what I'm going to do this weekend. I don't think I'm going to take the RV out, because if I take it out, I mean, if it's just me, I can still sleep in it and enjoy it, but I really should spend the weekend working on it. So that's what I'll probably do this weekend, as well as some stuff for the company, because I got to finish the database and the website. But if you guys have suggestions and stuff, post on the comments how you think we could handle with the shipping and stuff, because I can't really conceive a way to do it that would make it affordable if you're shipping 1 or 2 panels, or 3 panels or something. It's just not doable. Not unless you have a big contract with Amazon or eBay. You're a big company that's... See, it's not just shipping it. There's other associated costs that go into shipping. You have to box it. You have to package it so it doesn't break. You have to pay somebody to package it.
Make a U-turn at Florida 434 East.
Can you guys tell where I'm going to go eat? Anyhow, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to feast out at the buffet. Yeah, gonna try to have a really good meal here at Golden Corral. So, did you guys want to see me eat? If you want to see me eat, maybe I'll do a live mukbang. Yeah, but it'll be pretty boring. It's just gonna be me eating and grabbing food.
Make a U-turn at Florida 434 East.
Anyhow, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Yeah, I gotta wash my hands. And gotta really wash yourself and try to stay clean. And try to find a little spot away from other people. It's like where I can eat without other people coming up, coughing on you and stuff. Anytime you go to these type of places right now, it is risking, but honestly, from my perspective, from what I know of coronavirus and even other, outbreaks and stuff that I've been, I guess, exposed to around, this one, it's similar to the flu, okay? And if you don't have like other conditions and stuff like breathing issues and things like that, if you get it, more than likely you're going to recover, okay? The people that are it's most susceptible to are probably going to be, or not probably, they already know from the statistics, older people who have medical issues especially, and maybe the really young whose immunity is very weak. But for the average person, I think what's going to happen, and this seems to be true of the cases that they've had so far, they just get sick, like the flu. They get sick for a week or two, and then they recover, usually on their own, just like you would if you had the flu. You might want to take like Theraflu, you might want to take the antihistamine. You would want to take the kind of stuff you take if you have the flu. Eat chicken soup, get some rest, and then kind of watch your body temperature, because the flu, the coronavirus raises your body temperature. So you might want to try to stay cool, either with a ice, somewhat, or just water, and keep it on you. So that's what would happen if for most people who get sick, from coronavirus. It's when you have those other complications that it becomes deadly, So I'm not too worried about it. It's not like I'm eager to go and get it, but I'm not really going to worry too much.
Turn right onto Crescent Boulevard.
And because
Turn right onto Crescent Boulevard.
I do
Your destination will be on the right.
I do believe that whatever happens, happens. It's like you can
Destination is on the right.
you could be paranoid and scared your whole life of everything, and then not do everything. Or you can just live your life, and when you're aware that there's a potential for something that could be deadly here, anywhere, you try to take the precautions that you do, which for me will be washing my hands, because I got to go open the door there, potential virus on the door. So you want to wash your hands really well before you eat, and but see, it's not even just coronavirus. This is stuff you should be doing all the time anyways. If you go out to eat, that's how you avoid getting germs from other people, or viral infections or bacteria and stuff like that, which we might do an episode and talk about in detail, another time. But basically, don't let the media and stuff freak you out about coronavirus, because essentially it's like a flu. Okay, it's a type of flu, and for the average person who's healthy, when I say healthy, I mean you don't have underlying issues with breathing and heart problems and other issues, that can cause a complication. If you do catch it, you're more than likely, they say right now, like 80% chance kind of recover just fine. Okay, if you don't have those issues. It's the 20% who do have the issues that it is extremely dangerous and serious. So for most people that are somewhat healthy, pretty much healthy, if you do get it, it's not like the end of your life, okay? But the way the media treats, the way people are hoarding toilet paper, I'm just like, what is going on here? People are freaking out, and this is really just like the flu. This is you had swine flu, you had SARS. It's all the same stuff. Those were all scary when they were new too. So don't let the media get you to the point where you're hoarding toilet paper, okay? Because if you're at the point of hoarding toilet paper, you've already suffered worse than the coronavirus. If you understand what I'm saying, you've lost sensibility. You've become kind of an idiot. Well, I'm not going to say that, but because some of my viewers may have a closet full of toilet paper right now. Anyhow, I'm going to go in and eat. I will catch you guys later. Take care. God bless you all. Stay safe. Wish me luck as I go in here with a bunch of people. But, like I said, I'm just going to take the same precautions as always. Wash my hands. Try to stay away from other people if I can. Take care, everybody. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.